U.S. President Joe Biden has set the stage for the next year of his presidency. It was a night of cheers from Democrats, jeers from Republicans as Biden delivered his second State of the Union address in front of a bitterly divided Congress.
I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you. Look, folks.
Biden's speech called for unity and bipartisanship, but the response let him and Democrats know the next 2 years will be filled with anything but. Magda Gabrisalasy was watching closely last night, that State of the Union address. She's in our bureau in Washington right now. Listen, there are often standing ovations, a lot of euphoria, a lot of excitement over the president's remarks, but boy, it was anything but united last night. What stood out most?
Yeah, absolutely. What really stood out is how fiery it got at times with President Biden and some of the Republicans going back and forth on a number of topics. But it really didn't start that way. It was all smiles and handshakes at first. President Joe Biden sending the message really that the State of the Union is strong. He talked about job growth. He talked about the cooling of inflation. He touted the economic comeback from the worst of the pandemic. But he kept saying, let's finish the job. He called for cooperation from Congress. He called for unity. But there were many moments of conflict. So the most heated moment came when Biden accused Republicans of putting the economy at risk, of proposing cuts to social programs in exchange for raising the debt limit. And you could hear some Republicans pushing back, shouting, calling him a liar. So here's more from that.
If Congress doesn't keep the programs the way they are, they'd go away. Other Republicans say, I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant, but it's being proposed by individuals. I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you. Look, folks.
He turned that moment around, essentially saying he was glad to see that they were in agreement that those programs wouldn't be cut. And on foreign policy, he reiterated ongoing support for Ukraine against Russia's aggression. And on China, he said the goal was to continue to be competitive and avoid conflict. And he made it clear that against threats to its sovereignty, the U.S. will take action. And he was referring to the U.S. shooting down that suspected spy balloon, Heather.
Magda, Republicans were very vocal in their reaction. We saw it, we heard it, but there was an official Republican response to the address from someone we're well accustomed to before the cameras and microphones. What did Sarah Huckabee Sanders have to say?
Yeah, so Sarah Huckabee Sanders released a video. She was the one chosen to release the official statement for Republicans. She right now is Arkansas's new governor, but she is also the former President Donald Trump's press secretary. And so in this statement, she went after Biden on everything from his age to his policies on immigration, on his response to China. Here's more from her.
And the president's refusal to stand up to China, our most formidable adversary, is dangerous and unacceptable. President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people. He is simply unfit to serve as commander-in-chief.
Now, she may feel that way, but the fact is President Biden may be looking to serve for even longer. It is believed that Biden could announce his run for re-election possibly within the next few weeks, Heather.
Setting the tone and setting the table for that last night, seemingly. Magda, thank you so much.